Terri Gillespie here, and welcome to Author Highlight. And this is episode 12, which is my first anniversary, which I'm excited about. And so I'm really excited that this author, Natalie Walters, who you can see written up there, and you're going to see her in just a few minutes. But before we start our fun interview, I just want to remind you to like, comment, and share this video, because when we do that, it really helps Natalie get her name out there, and it elevates her in the YouTube world up the food chains. We're not at the bottom of the food chain. And her name and her wonderful books will get out there more. And also, if that subscribe button is red, that means you haven't subscribed yet. So please, if you would, hit that subscribe button, and when it turns white, a little dingy bell will come up. Just click on that dingy bell and you won't miss any of my episodes of book pre-review, book review, and author highlights and giveaways. So now it's my pleasure to welcome Natalie Walters. There she is.
Hey. How are you? So nice to be here.
It's so good to finally meet you.
Yes, you too.
Yeah. So I just wanted to begin by reading a little bio on Natalie, because I was very impressed, and I know you will be too. Natalie Walters is the author of Carol Award finalist Living Lies. And for those of us who write, the Carol Award is really cool because it's our American Christian Fiction Writers organization. So it's kind of cool when you're a finalist, as well as Deadly Deceit and Silent Shadows. She's a military wife, and she currently resides in Texas, formerly Hawaii, with her soldier husband, and is a proud mom of 3 adult kiddos. She loves connecting on social media, sharing her love of books, cooking, and traveling. Natalie comes from a long line of military and law enforcement veterans and is passionate about supporting them through volunteer work, races. What kind of races?
Oh, the kind where you're supposed to run, but I tend to jog or walk.
And writing stories that affirm no one is defined by their past. And I believe that. So Natalie, tell our viewers how they can keep in touch with you.
Well, we were talking about this earlier. I love connecting on social media. I think it's so much fun to be able to chat and talk with readers there. So I'm available on Facebook, Natalie Walters Writer is my author page, and also on Instagram, Natalie Walters Writer. And then I also have a newsletter that readers can subscribe to, and they can find that link at www.nataliewalterswriter.com.
Okay, great. Well, her website just showed up, but the wonderful thing is in the description section are all those great links, the links to her social media, to her website, and also how to buy her books. So the December author highlight blog features Natalie's snappy, high-intense novel, Lights Out, which is the first book in the Snap series. So be sure and check out the blog and enter for the giveaway, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And that link is also below. And don't forget to watch the review that I filmed of Lights Out. And I gave it a 5-star review, so it's really great. Now, Natalie, I love a great political thriller, but sometimes it can be so plot driven that you can't really identify with the characters and connect with them. And I really did with your books. You had, I love ensemble stories, and you just did a great job with the ensemble
Oh, thank you so much. I love a political thriller as well, and but I also love a good ensemble cast in different stories, whether it's a historical or a contemporary. And so I really loved the idea of merging the two together. And I mean, every great thriller has to have a team. I mean, even if you watch Jason Bourne, there is a team there. It's just they're maybe not as connected as like in my book, but I really enjoyed creating each character and bringing them to life in my story.
Yeah, yeah. There was one character in particular. I don't want to give a spoiler, but there was one in particular. I really liked him. He was great. And now, are you going to develop some of those characters in subsequent books?
Yes. So I imagine that I probably know who your favorite character is, and I believe his story is going to be in book number 2, which is Fatal Code.
Yay!
That releases in the summer of 2022. So next summer it's coming up. I just turned in the galleys on that. And then I'm actually working on right now book 3, which will take 2 additional characters from the team and develop more of their story and their relationship. So I'm excited. I'm kind of sad. I had an interview question the other day, and they were saying, what are you working on now? And I was like, oh, I'm working on book 3. And then I realized, like, oh no, that means I have to say goodbye to these characters. I don't think I'm ready for that yet, but it's coming to a close, and it makes me happy, but also very sad.
Yeah, I did a trilogy, the Hair Maven series, and so it was a ensemble cast of hairdressers, and I just finished book 3 in June, and it was, what am I going to do without these ladies?
Right, you have to say goodbye to them, right?
Yeah. So, well, I thought it would be really nice for our viewers if you maybe read an excerpt of the start of your book. So would you do that for us?
I absolutely would. So this is Lights Out. And this is a brand new copy. I just pulled it out of the box.
Ooh,
so it's not, there's no folds into it yet. So
I'm honored.
All right. So this is from chapter 1, and this is happening in Madi, which is a suburb of Cairo, Egypt. Saif El-Deeb watched the noisy trio of American boys cross the street away from Cairo American College. The international school had just let out for the afternoon, and the sound of privileged children laughing about their day mingled with the horns of waiting drivers and taxis trying to navigate the afternoon congestion. Saif, you will send your child to this school? The old man behind the wooden counter of the koshk laughed at his own question, causing the cigarette at his lips to bounce. Saif ignored the vendor as the man continued chuckling while he straightened the rows of chips and snacks. Toying with the metal band around his finger, Saif shook his head, mostly to himself. The vendor already knew the answer, which was why he was laughing. CAC was a private school with a tuition rate only the wealthiest Egyptians could afford, and foreigners, especially Americans, or the grandchildren of the former president. Saif eyed the 12-foot cement wall surrounding the school. Iron paling embedded at the top gave the impression of a fortress, as did the private security officers positioned at the front and rear entrances to monitor every student, parent, and visitor entering or leaving. Their presence had doubled since the protest against President Talat began more than a year ago, a promise by both the school and the president that these children would be kept safe at all costs, a fortress of education and protection Saif's son or daughter would never know.
Ooh, you get a real sense of the foreshadowing. Yeah. You know, what was really interesting is Saif, Seif. I have a friend, he is a Bible scholar, and his name is Saif, and he's Jewish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Same spelling?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. So it's kind of interesting. So every time I saw it, in my mind, I'm thinking Saif. So
yeah.
So it is, so the author highlight blog, which the link is down below, has a lot of really fascinating information about why you wrote the book and why you started writing and kind of your writing journey. But for these interviews, I like to do some kind of fun, silly things. So I asked the question to Natalie, what is your superpower, or what superpower do you wish you had, and how would you utilize it?
Well, it was interesting. I've never had that question before, probably because I don't tend to write. I feel like a lot of times I'll read that with authors and they're in the fantasy or, mystical kind of writing, but I'd never gotten asked that question. And I don't know if it was just I was having a sentimental mother moment, but my superpower was to be like a time shifter and be able to go back in time to when my children were younger and be able to enjoy spending time with them. I have adult children now. One is married. One's going to be married this in a year from now. And then my youngest son is getting ready to leave the nest. He's finishing school. But so I think I'm kind of like, we're getting ready to empty nest. And I feel like I'm, kind of missing those days and those moments and thinking about how fast time flies. So that's how I would use it. I would change time or be able to go back in time and really be able to spend time with my kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the fact that you're kind of alluding to the fact that we as mothers tend to not realize how fast that happens. Our daughter is in her 40s, and we have a 14-year-old grandson. And so it's like, and he was just a baby. So, it's like it goes so quickly. And and you just want to tell every mother with a little baby bump to say, enjoy every single moment, even the mundane things. So.
Yeah, I think I saw there was like a quote somewhere that was saying like the days are long, but the years are short. And I thought that is 100% true. Like, it feels like your days are just like, oh my gosh, it's so long, it's so hard, but like it goes by so fast. And I just celebrated a birthday, and my daughter was like, do you feel like you're getting older? And I said, I really don't feel like I'm getting older. I feel like the years are going by faster. So I feel like it's just next thing we know, it's another year. And I said, I'm not sure I like that. Like, I don't think I like the fact that the years are going by so fast.
I know, it's like you understand when they say over the hill, because, when you're young, it's like everything takes so long. Then all of a sudden you peak, and then
you're rolling and you can't stop. Very true.
Well, it's interesting. I always like to look at the fandom wiki page, and they totally revised the website, so it's really hard to find information now, or I just haven't figured it out. But time shifting comes under the heading of the power to manipulate the space-time continuum. To control space and time is to alter the fabrics of reality, allowing one to erase existences, and not just the flow of time, but also reorganize, alter, and erase historical events. And I wondered, is there any event that you would like to erase? I know it's a two-parter.
Oh gosh. Our family's been through a lot. Not, my daughter's health was really bad, and she's gone through a lot of stuff. And it's one of those things. I was probably the weakest in my faith, or what I felt like I was the weakest in my faith, because there was nothing I can do. And I just, it was just hard. But if I was to be honest right now, and if the Lord was in front of me and was like, I could change it, we could go back and we could change it, my honest answer would be to not change it. And if you asked my daughter, who was in the middle of all that suffering, would you want to go back and change it? And she would say no, because we've grown so much, we've changed so much, we've gotten closer to the Lord. So I think that there are definitely, I don't know that I would go back to change anything, but I think, like I was when I was listening to the definition to maybe reorganize, I would probably reorganize some of my, like, I don't think I need to pay that close attention to laundry and dishes. I would have rather reorganized my time to have sat on the floor and played with my children, that kind of stuff. I would have reorganized my time better.
Yeah. Same here. I think every mother of adult children probably feels the same way. So, Natalie has generously offered 3 signed copies of her novella, Initium. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about that book?
Yeah, so I don't have my copy here. We were just talking about it. This is the cover for Initium, which I love. Initium is a novella prequel to the Snap Agency series. So this story is actually my first time I've ever done a time split story. So it goes back in time, and it actually shows you Director Walsh, who's the director of the agency, his life and how he got started, and what was the catalyst to start this agency, what was behind it. And then it kind of jumps in time, and it gives a little glimpse of how he basically brought the team together. So you get a little glimpse into each of the team members' lives just before they join the agency. So it's kind of like he's assembling the team, assembling the Avengers, but assembling the Snap Agency team. So it was a lot of fun to write because it was a self-published book. So I got to kind of like play with some stuff, which is I think why I got to do the little time slip or whatever. But it's actually based a little bit on a historical event, a bombing in Omagh, Ireland. So it actually, a good portion of the story happens in Ireland. And it's right off the bat, a great introduction to what readers can expect to find in the series.
So I love origin stories where we find out, the motivation and what caused these characters to want to do this type of job, which is really, you see the dregs of the world,
right,
when you're in protection of our security. So
right,
really cool. And I think you said that there was a little other gift as well.
Yes, I'll be giving everyone one of these custom bookmarks. So these bookmarks were custom made just for the series, and were only given away to a select group of people who pre-ordered the book. So not that very many, but it has a quote on the front of it. And the quote is, the structure of world peace cannot be the work of one man or one party or one nation. It must be a peace which rests on the cooperative effort of the world. So that is, and then it's got the little, insignia for the team on it, the team coin. So readers will get a signed copy of the novella and a bookmark.
That is cool. Now, is Snap a real agency, or is that one that you created?
It is a completely fictional agency that I created.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it was really fun because I got to, when I created it, I had to figure out, okay, where would they be in DC? Because this is a real city. So I had to really think about where I was going to place it, because readers will call me out and they'll be like, that place doesn't exist, or that building. So I found this building that was in the right location on where I needed it to be, the Acacia building. And it actually exists in Washington, DC. And it is closed. You cannot go into that building, which means that nobody can actually verify whether the Snap agency operates in that building. So I'm just going to leave it there, leave it to the readers' imaginations. If they ever happen to be going down that street and they see the Acacia building, they'll never know if the team is up there working.
That is so cool. Now, I'm sure everybody wants to know, how can they win one of those 3 copies of your novella? So it's, if you've watched these videos before, you know that you can have up to 6 opportunities to enter. So, but if you haven't, here they are. If you like this particular video and you leave a comment below, that's 1 entry. If you share this video with your family and friends via social media, that's another entry. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell, that's 2 more entries. And it's important that if you subscribe, make sure that you like and comment as well. And then head over to the Author Highlight blog, which the link is down below in the description section, and like and comment there. And if you subscribe to my newsletter, then you also get another entry. So that's a total of 6 entries, 6 possible chances to win one of these novellas. So, and these special edition bookmarks.
Yes.
So the drawing will be held Friday, December 10th. So you have until December 9th. And by the way, if you are already a subscriber to this YouTube channel and you're already a subscriber to my newsletter, as long as you like and comment on the blog and or the video, then you get those extra entries. So you don't lose out if you're already a subscriber. And also please note that these entries are from the contiguous US. So unfortunately, we can't send to other countries and Hawaii and that stuff.
It's expensive, Hawaii.
It is expensive. So Natalie, do you have any final words before we sign off?
I'm just so grateful to be able to be on here and to talk with readers and to share about my stories and just to connect with me on social media, and to make sure to like and comment on this YouTube video and share it with your friends and family to enter to win a copy of Initium.
Yes, very exciting. So I want to thank everyone for watching today, and for really, Natalie, thanks for celebrating my 1-year anniversary doing author highlights. And just a reminder that the links to Natalie's social media and my social media are there, and Bob will pop up those little icons. So be sure, and we were talking about being needy, so be sure to like us and follow us and subscribe to us, please. So next month, the Author Highlight blog and YouTube interview will feature award-winning author Erin Bartels. And I actually just read her book, and it was really good, really good. So thanks again, Natalie, for joining me. Thank you, readers, and thank you, followers, and God bless, and keep reading.
Keep reading.
Reading.